feline. You know, when it comes to Doctor Who, we have had a lot of characters play the Master. One of the enemies of the Doctor, who is also a Time Lord who, has his own...
Oh, that must be them. No other ship would be on a course for Earth at a time like this.
We're on a course for Earth.
Well, naturally, because we're chasing them. Oh, keep quiet and let me...
Ideas, his own values, his own things that he is wanting to accomplish in a story. So, why don't we give this character a bit of spotlight? Why don't we do that, Mr. Phelan, Mrs. Phelan? Let's give a shout out to the actors who have played the actors who have played the Master. I'll put you down. But before I do that, I have a question for you. We are for you. So when it comes to the character of the Master, the first actor to have portrayed him was Roger Delgado. He portrayed the character from 1971 to 1973. He was the first actor to portray the character. He appeared opposite John Pertwee's The Third Doctor. The first episode he appeared in was the first story arc he appeared in was Terror of the Autons in 1971.
Who the heck are you? Well?
I am usually referred to as the Master.
Oh, is that so?
Universally.
Where the Doctor is visited by another Time Lord who warns him the Master is coming. And his, his TARDIS was disguised as a horse box. And when it comes to his role as the character, it was originally going to be the final role of his version of the character was going to be in the final game, but the story was scrapped when he tragically passed away in a car accident in 1970 while shooting the French miniseries Belle of Tibet. So his final appearance as the character was Frontier in Space, where he worked with the Daleks.
There's nothing to worry about. The Doctor will be perfectly safe in my hands. I promise you. When I deliver him to you, he'll be a broken man.
Do not fail the Daleks.
The war is certain now. And once the great empires have destroyed each other, I ask but one thing. Let me rule the planet Earth in your name.
We are about to enter hyperdrive and return to our base. Do not fail the Daleks.
And then we had Peter Pratt, who had only appeared as the Master once. This time he appeared opposite Tom Baker. He appeared in The Deadly Assassin who played the character in 1976. This version of the character is kind of almost like skeletal, dead version of him. And he appeared in The Deadly Assassin in 1976. The serial saw the Master trying to mastermind a scheme to prolong his life, singing out the Eye of Harmony to restore.
This discovery, all mine. I shall have supreme power over the universe. Master of all matter.
Start his life cycle, even though using his power would destroy Galthray. So yeah, so basically, the way he looks is kind of withered. He looks like a skeleton, all that. It's kind of a cool look. In 1981, Jeffrey Beavers portrayed the character. He had only played the Master once, opposite Tom Baker. He appeared in the classic serial The Keeper of Traken, and he was the second actor to play the aged and disfigured version of the Master, who had ran out of regenerations. His version of the character was to take over the body of Trimus, a scientist who was a key figure in the Traken Union. And yeah, when Trimus went to investigate a grandfather clock that had seemingly appeared out of nowhere, he touched it and found that he could no longer move.
A new body at last.
And then when he came back, this version of the Master appeared and took over Trim's body, restoring the Master to his new, younger form in the process. So, in the 1981 to 1986, we had Anthony Allen. Allen was the second major actor to play the Master after Roy Roger. He featured opposite the Fourth Doctor, and Fifth Doctor, and the Sixth and the Seventh Doctor. He first appeared briefly in The Keepers of Traken after Jeffrey Beaver's aged Master took over the body of Trimus. His first proper appearance as the Master was in the Legolas storyline in 1981. In that storyline, the Master tricked the Fourth Doctor into forming a temporary truce in order to stake his claim once again as ruler of the universe.
Where's your sense of humour? I look no more ridiculous in this vehicle than the Doctor does in his beloved Bessie. Get a move on, Slowcoach.
And the last appearance of this version of the character was in Survival in 1989. The final three-part story from the show's original run. The serial culminated with the Doctor almost killing his foe in a fit of rage before abandoning the violent force of the cheated planet and begging the Master.
The Doctor is my enemy. I always have the advantage. But the Valeyard, the distillation of all that's evil in you, untainted by virtue, the composite of your every dark thought, is a different proposition.
To do the same. Then in 1996, we had only one actor portray the character, in this case, Eric Roberts, whose only appearance was in the Doctor Who, the movie, opposite Paul McGann, the Eighth Doctor. He is currently the only American actor to portray the role. And yeah, looking back, I thought he did a pretty good job as the role. Eric Roberts is a fairly good actor. Yeah, the way he does it is pretty good. He has a awesome look, just the leather jacket and then going into the Galfarian robes.
Which is why we have no time to waste.
But time to change!
Yep, it's kind of he does a memorable performance. Then in 2007, we had actor Derek Jacobi play the character. Derek only played the Master once, appearing in the episode Utopia. And that episode saw Martha Jones and David Tennant's Doctor journey to the very end of the universe where they encounter Professor Yan. He had been hiding from the future kind on the planet Malkasi as the Doctor and Ye discussed the TARDIS and the time travel throughout the episode.
Invention. So perfect a disguise that I forgot who I am.
Then who are you?
The sound of drums and distant vocals call out to him, and Martha, she recognized it, and then basically she just kind of said, hey, could he be a Time Lord? And yeah, that's when he and this is also the first time when we in the modern era of Doctor Who where we also see the character regenerate. So that is one thing that is very unrecognizable for his role as the character. We had John Simmons play the character from 2007 to 2010, and he also returned to play the character in 2017. His version of the character is, I gotta say, for the character, say in the modern era of the show, the most, oh, this version of the Master is not to be trifled with.
What if I reverse it? Another 100 years?
Teleport. We can't stop him. Get out of here.
But at the same time, I feel like he also has a sense of humor to himself, like when he is just being goofy, like when he is, you know, like saying like, hi! Like when he's being goofy, I'd like say, okay, like, I'm gonna form a gas! And then he's going, okay, and all that. His first entrance to the character was after, he had, like, you know, he was being regenerated in the episode Utopia. And he assumed the role of Henry Saxon's, eventually becoming the Prime Minister. And, yeah, he would eventually come back after, like, say, at 1.2, he was revived by Disciples of Saxon in David Tennant's final episode, where he became instrumental in breaking the time lock that brought the Time Lords to Earth. And, yeah, he would also, like, later appear, crossing the paths with Missy, and, you know, basically say, hey, girl, you remember, we're supposed to be evil!
Do you know what I'd call it? I'd call it a genesis.
You've met the eggs?
Specifically, the genesis of the Cybermen.
But yeah, he did a great job. He's a very compelling, like, you know, version of the character. He does a great job. Then, we didn't have a version of the Master during Matt Smith's era, so we ended up having one during the 13th Doctor's run, played by Michelle Gomez, who played the character from 2014 to 2017. And she is the only woman to have played the character. She plays Missy, short for the Mistress. Missy first appeared in the start of Series 8, though her true nature as the female master was not revealed until Deep Water.
Who are you?
Oh, you know who I am. I'm Missy.
Who's Missy?
Please try to keep up. Short for mistress. Well, couldn't very well keep calling myself the master.
Yeah, basically this was like say, okay, that was when she when the show said like say, okay, this is our fully developed version of the Master. And she had also helped defeat a past version of herself, stabbing the Saxon Master in the back. But then eventually the Simmons Master also shot Missy with a fatal laser blast from his own screwdriver. And yeah, I think she does a good job. She is, like, you know, a bit of an iconic version of the character. We had, like, our most past version of the character was Sasha Dwayne, who played the character in 2020. We haven't had his return as of yet. He's also the youngest actor to play him. He was 36 when he first joined the show, yeah, making him the youngest version of it. He came in contact with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor in Series 12. His first appearance was in Spyfall, where he assumed the identity of O, an ally of the Doctor who worked at MI6.
Alright. But I'm not sure it's gonna make you happy.
Come on! Come on!
What have you got left anyway? Did I ever apologize for that?
No?
Good.
This version of Master is particularly known for being the only one who discovered the whole timeless child, which was basically a plot where, like, say, hey, the Gallifrey, like, the folks on the Time Lords have basically been able to say, hey, this is how we were able to create the idea of regeneration. One of his, the actor had said previously in an interview that, his favorite part about playing the Master was his range as a character. He said, the key thing is that he has much more range in terms of being pleasant, playful, and funny, and really dark, and even tortured.
Shoot! I should have said, somebody needs to cut you down to size. Then's up to you. I'm just trigger happy. I'll use it next time. I have had lots of fun. First her, then you, then you.
So, yeah, I think that is honestly a pretty good way to view the Master. Like, whether it's, like, say, the drums of Gallifrey and all that. And when it comes to, like, say, the actors that played it, those are some of the main actors. When it comes to the show, though, there have been, like, other actors, like, say, Jonathan Pryce, who played the Master in the 1999 comic relief special, The Curse of the Fatal Death.
For 500 miles of fear and feces. Goodbye, forever, Mr. and Mrs. Doctor.
Since you appear to have fallen down a sewer, you won't be able to have dinner with the architect. Although, in fact, he's already eaten.
We had other characters include Gordon Tipple, who briefly played him in the opening sequence of the 1996 film. And William Hughes played the child version of the John Sims Master in the 2007 episode, The Sound of Drums. And then we've also had Alex McQueen, Martin Gatiss, Mila Parker, and John Colshay, and James Dreyfus also played a version of the character in some of the Big Finish Doctor Who audio dramas. So, the Master has been played by a lot of actors, and they've all done, different ways of playing the character, and they've all brought something new to the table with the character. But, I better get out of here. And what is it, Phelan? What is it? What is it? Come here. Here. What's that? Well, I'm gonna head out now.
Going somewhere, Doctor?
You know, you really are incredibly persistent, aren't you?